What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about the Bitcoin Bull TBB yet again today, this 28th day of July. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here, and let's get into it. Okay, it is the 28th. We've got about 10 hours left of this day, and here we are sitting just below 4 cents. I know, surprise, surprise. We've been here for the last few days. We're entering a little bit of a consolidation phase, or at least forming a consolidation phase. We could be here longer. We might be on the verge of a breakout. I want to go over all that, and I actually do think we're on the verge of a breakout just because of the lack of volume that we're seeing here. I did expect that we'd break out by now to the upside. That doesn't mean that our chances of breaking out to the upside are hurt. That just means, timing was off, which, to be fair, timing is not the easiest thing to get in this game. It's really hard. Price action alone is hard enough to predict, let alone timing. That's just, man, that's a whole different beast in itself. But let's look at this thing. Before we look at this thing, I actually want to give a little sales pitch here because the people who are watching this video, you guys are so familiar with what this coin is, what it's about, right? In the beginning days, I used to say what I'm about to say all the time because I had to give it a bit of an introduction. People might not have been aware of who Jason Williams was, why I was so bullish on this coin. Now that it's kind of proven itself, we're at a $40 million market cap and we've been sustaining these levels for a while. It's kind of proven itself. I just assume that we all know what's going on, or at least if you don't understand why we're bullish on this coin, the community's big enough where you can figure it out from other sources as well. But let's give the sales pitch here. Let's give the old spiel. Jason Williams. Jason Williams bought 70% of the supply. At one point, he actually had 71% of the supply. His wallet says 67.8% now. His distribution wallet says 0.98%. This is the one that he uses to airdrop people, okay? The other one's in cold storage. He moved it all to an air-gapped wallet, which is a very secure wallet. It's not connected to the internet at all. The keys are not stored digitally. They're stored physically, to my understanding. So, or maybe mentally in his head. It's a very secure wallet, so that, worst comes to worst, there's no way. And this is just, I think, a great idea. It's a good idea. Effectively, these coins are burned, if you think of it that way, right? As we go up, the airdrops continue. I mean, if he needs to pull from this wallet to airdrop more, that's awesome. But I think he left this amount for a reason. The amount of airdrops that are to come, I don't think we're going to see this be touched at all. And again, effectively, these tokens, 67.8% of the supply is burned. And a lot of people don't realize that. It's basically like burned. It's just gone. He can access it. He can withdraw more and put it in the distributor wallet so that he can give more airdrops if he wants to. But again, I think he withdrew this amount for a reason. As we climb the ranks, this number grows. He has to airdrop less coins for the same effect in dollars. I don't know. He might not ever have to touch this wallet. Might not ever have to. Unless it's for like other reasons, not profit taking. That the whole purpose of this is to own the supply. So anyways, he owns the supply. He owns the supply. The rest of the supply is given to us, right? The idea was he has 7 apples. He's got 7 apples. There's 10 apples in the market. He's got 7 of them. The other 3 apples are left for us degens to trade, okay? And also for him to slice up some of those 7 apples to us degens to hold, hopefully, or to do with what we want. The other 3 apples, the other 30% of the supply, more or less, is being held predominantly by the top 20 wallets. I went through and I did the math. The top 20 wallets, you guys, about half of the remaining 3 apples is locked up in wallets that just haven't touched it, man. These wallets, especially the top 10, the top 15, these people haven't sold. They've only bought more, if anything. Or if they have sold, they've sold very small amounts. And in the top 20, the top 30, very, very little amounts selling. Most of these people are just holding for the long term. So Jason's got 70% of the supply locked up. There's 30% left. Out of that 30%, it's closer to like 20, it's closer to like 60% of that 30% is locked up as well in diamond hand hodlers. Like myself, I'm in the top 20 wallets and I haven't sold a single drop yet, right? Here we are at 4 cents right now. Jason, the reason why we love Jason, he's an OG crypto personality. If you've followed him at all on X, if you've heard him talk, if you've seen his posts, even before TBB, the guy's got, I think, a good head on his shoulders. He's a smart guy. Again, he's an OG crypto personality. He's been in Bitcoin for a long time. And he's funny, man. He's hilarious. He's absolutely hilarious. And he's not afraid to say it how it is. He's a good figurehead, a good leader for this community. And I know he doesn't want to be the leader. I know he doesn't want to be, as he puts it, he just wants to be the flag holder, And that's fine. I actually think that, again, A community without a figurehead is probably more powerful than one with a figurehead, because we're all human beings. Human beings aren't perfect. We all have bad days, and if one of those bad days happens to us, it can it can be bad for the community. Even if you're a great person, I think it is better for a token to not be attached to somebody, right? I really do. The Grayscale trusts, for example, if you're aware of Grayscale and crypto, they've got these crypto trusts, and those trusts reflect the price action of the cryptos that they're tethered to. But the cryptos have no figureheads. They have no people in charge of them. But the trusts are literally managed by Grayscale, managed by humans. And when there's something like the CEO stepping down, or they decide to they decide to switch the trust into fund into an ETF instead, that messes with the price. That gets people excited or bearish depending on what it is. And having that kind of power, leaving it to human beings, it's not always the best thing. And I think Jason holding all the power right here. I think we've got a good capitan in the captain's chair. But he's a trustworthy crypto personality. He's been in the game for a long time. He's a smart individual, and he's very well plugged in to not just the crypto ecosystem, but to all kinds of financial and technological institutional systems as well. Like he knows people, man. He really does. It seems like he does. It seems like he's got some friends in high places. Ansem did the same thing, right? He did the same thing. I think he did it before Jason did. And Ansem's got a lot of followers on X, but I think Jason, even with he's only got 300,000 followers on X, Ansem has about 1 million. Even with that, I still think Jason's actually more famous. Like, it's pretty crazy. Some of the pool, some of the high influential individuals that we have coming onto these spaces and just talking, just BSing, man. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool, the community that's being built around TBB. And just beyond all that, I don't know. That's really the sales pitch there. I don't know how to end it. We're gonna end it there. It's not picture perfect, but it is what it is. Anyways, we like Jason Williams, smart individual, bought 70% of the supply. The rest of it's left for us, and what has been left to us, over half of that is literally locked in diamond hand holders who either bought early or who have bought along the way, or both, and it just haven't sold, or have sold very, very little. The rest of that supply is left to the people who want to buy at any single time before we actually really take off here. We're at a $4 million market cap. Sorry, $40 million market cap, 4-cent price. And I think this thing has tremendous potential. I've been saying it since we were down here. I've been saying it every step of the way, and only growing more confident as we say it, that $100 million, we will break through that. And now we're even talking about a multi-billion-dollar market cap, you guys. There are plenty of meme coins that had a lot less going for them. They were Dogecoin knockoffs. They, like Whiff, Bonk, just Dogecoin knockoffs of dogs, just random things. Not really a whole lot going behind them other than KOLs, paid key opinion leaders, community influence leaders being paid and to shill these coins, right? And the exchanges getting in early and pumping the price and then dumping it on the communities. That's what caused those things to pump. This is organic growth, okay? And those coins, which did not have solid foundations, solid in a sense that it was institutional money getting in and large money getting in the beginning, that's solid to a certain degree, but the idea was to always sell on their community. Here you have a coin that the community built, that now, if the institutions want a piece of this, they got to pump our bags. They got to pump our bags if the institutions want to get involved in this, if the exchanges want to get involved. And I have a feeling that there might, this buying here, this may have been some exchange buying. It really may have. Because again, we have all the tokens. We have all the tokens. These tokens are being given to the exchanges to list. At least that's not what I've been told. I don't know how it all works. I know some exchanges need you to give them tokens in order to list, but I don't think that's what's happening here. It's like, if you want to list our token, you gotta invest in the community. But again, it's organic growth. It's not paid growth. None of this is paid for. The only payment we receive is the gains that we get whenever we faithfully buy at lower prices. And right here at $40 million at 4 cents, I thoroughly believe that we could see, if Bonk can see it, if Whiff can see it, if Pepe can see it, if Shiba can see it. I don't know if I'd compare it to Doge. Doge is the OG. It's the king of the memes, man. But if they can see multi-billion-dollar market caps, $5 billion or more market caps, why can't TBB? In my opinion, the foundation to this meme is so much stronger than any of those other ones at all. This is like just solid, very solid foundation, man. The community is awesome. The community is truly awesome, and there's a lot of believers, a lot of diamond hand holders in this community. Not just getting in, not just getting out. You know, there is some of that. There's always some of that. But the people that buy here, they sell here. Guess what? They bought back here, and then they buy more, and now they're holding. Now they've learned their lesson. And when they sell less because they're aware. There's actually one guy that literally full clipped. It was the biggest sell order that we had right here at the moment. Right, that was the biggest sell order we had. Whenever some guy full clipped it here, he bought back at higher prices, and then he sold a little bit. And then he's just been holding the rest of it, right? He learned his lesson. He's holding like less than half the tokens he had whenever he sold over here. He put it in another coin. I actually followed his wallet, and he lost money in that coin. But whatever. You know, to each their own. Sometimes you got to learn the hard way. The way to do this, again, whenever we're talking about multi-billion-dollar market cap, and this is not going to happen overnight. You're not going to see an Ansem-like move where you just rip through the roof in one day. Maybe, and those moves can happen. We can actually, let's look at Ansem real quick, but maybe not to the same effect. Okay, let me just show you what I'm talking about. I feel like I'm all over the place. Ansem. Hi, Mufasa. My cat. That's my cat, Mufasa. He's a good boy. He's seeking attention right now. He's been outside for the past couple of days, so he's just seeking attention. I got to entice him with wet food to get him inside, man. Oh, he's so good. He's such a good boy. Anyways, you know, he likes to come up to the videos whenever I'm talking about coins that he likes. He must like TBB. We figured that out in the time of making these videos. So I don't think TBB is going to see a move like this, right? I don't think that we're going to see a move where you see a multi-100x overnight. I don't believe that's going to happen. But from here, from this price, $160 million market cap, Ansem did see a move. This is the 4-hour time frame, so in like a 24-hour period, it did double. Now, moves like that happened at would that be a four times higher market cap level than what we have here, essentially? 4 times higher than this market cap. We saw Ansem do a 2.25x in one day. So TBB, make no mistake, it can make some moves. We could straight teleport from here to prices that are above $100 million, and I think we will, actually. We're going to get into that. But if you're thinking here at this price that you're late, it's the same freaking thing that I've been saying since here, all the way up, man. Every step of the way. Me and everybody else involved in the community. You're not late. You're still early. Are you going to catch a 100x in a month? Probably not, right? 100x from here would put us at $4 billion. In 1 month's time, are we going to be at $4 billion? That would be awesome. It's possible. We've seen that kind of crazy growth happen in crypto before from levels like this. But again, when we see that, it's institutional manipulation. It's all these exchanges, all these paid COLs getting in at the same time, pumping up the price, and then they list and they dump it on the community, right? We could see that kind of growth happen, but it would take institutional money getting involved, I think, to make that surge happen. And we're not going to see the institutions getting in because we're not paying them. We're going to see them getting in organically or not at all because we're not paying them. They're not getting paid to get in this. They have to, if they want to get in, they got to pay to play. They got to pump our bags. It's not the other way around for once, right? And we've got a solid leader, a solid figurehead who's ensuring that that happens because, again, he owns 7 apples. The idea here is that we are going to move up and that a $4 billion market cap, 100x from here, is completely possible. That a multi-100x from here is completely possible. Who cares? 4 billion. Maybe we stop at 10 billion. Maybe this thing sees tens of billions of dollars. This could be a multi-cycle, generational legacy meme coin that's being built here. This could be one of the greats. It really could be. But if it reaches those high achieving market cap levels, you're not going to see that happen overnight. You're not going to see that happen in a month. You're probably not going to see that maybe in the next year. Maybe in the next year, within the next year, we get to a multi-billion dollar price. Maybe it's years from now and it's later in the bull market, during the bull market hype phase. There will be ebbs and flows, people taking profits, people panic selling, people taking opportunistic points to buy, getting in, people trading, right? Trading becomes more feasible the more liquidity, the higher the market cap is, right? Here, if you're trading, you could probably trade with like a couple $1,000s, a few $1,000s. I think even $10,000 doesn't push the price around as much as it used to. But whenever we're at that multi-$100 million market cap, trading for the average person will become a lot more feasible. And with that, we'll see a lot more um, fees being generated. Jason, I think, plans to put all those fees in the liquidity. I'm pretty sure all the fees so far that he's literally just thrown back into the liquidity pool and locked it up. I heard him talking about that with Easy and Michael on a space like 2 days ago. I don't know if he'll do that every single time. I'm assuming he will, but again, I don't want to put words in his mouth. He can do whatever he wants with that. But he's got his own money, right? The reason why Ansem worked so well is because Ansem has his own money. He's a trustworthy crypto personality. We all know that he's an OG. He's got millions and millions of dollars because he invested in Bitcoin early and other crypto projects early. He's a huge crypto personality. I mean, he probably has hundreds of millions of dollars. So that whenever he sees this kind of wealth grow overnight, he's not just going to be like some horny dude and blow his load in one shot and just rug pull his community. That's not what's going to happen, right? That's why people bought here even after this pump. That's why it continued to grow, because people had faith in Ansem. TBB, we've got an even better figurehead, in my opinion. We have an even better community. Not in my opinion, that's just a fact. TBB, Jason Williams, I'm fairly positive he's wealthier than Ansem. Fairly positive he's more plugged in. He's got a larger, broader network effect than Ansem. And we're at a much lower market cap. See, the dynamic here is that we've got the same level and maybe even more trust in this figure. We've got more organic growth in this community, in this coin. If Ansem could see a $440 million market cap, why can't TBB? What this did is it didn't peg itself to TBB. It didn't say, hey, every time I move up, every time I move down, you're going to move up and move down with us. We've been moving up while Ansem's moving down. So we're not pegged that way. What we're affiliated with when it comes to Ansem is the potential. We've seen how high this thing can go, and if it goes higher, we will see how high we will see how high something like this can go still. I believe TBB will flip Ansem at some point. And if Ansem could see a $440 million market cap, if we can flip that high, if we can get above $500 million, $1 billion is going to be on everybody's mind. And then on top of that, you have the momentum of flipping Ansem. The coin that was a spin-off of Ansem, but it was actually a better token, and people will learn why over time, right? More and more information comes out every day. And then just, again, people are educating themselves. What I love to see in these communities, in these spaces online, on X, are the educational times. Like there's a lot of fun. There's a lot of BS, a lot of grab ass. It's great. It's very entertaining. But if you listen through it, and I mean, I like the entertaining stuff. I like the sidetrack stuff. I like talking about real life and just the shenanigans. I personally enjoy that a lot. It just puts a light in my heart. It's awesome. I think that the culture of this community is unique and special. It really is. Everybody's very laid back. But there's a lot of smart, intellectual individuals here too. From the dudes to the ladies, that just everybody who, for the most part, everybody who speaks on these spaces, they've got some intelligent things to say. And if you listen, you can learn things. Beyond just making money from the price going up, you can actually learn things. Like I've learned some stuff. Like if I was to ever launch my own token, I've learned a lot about liquidity and what is necessary to make a token kind of more appealing, as far as like getting listed on CoinGecko. I didn't think that was a big deal, but getting verified on CoinGecko, CoinMarketCap, that means a big deal. The way that Jason's reached out to Phantom and various other wallets to like verify and just seeing all this stuff happens. You know, maybe you want to be a token creator at some point too. There's a lot of education that goes on from this, and if you go through the spaces, you can listen to the recorded spaces from any of the key community leaders or community members. It's very educational and entertaining stuff. It's fun, man. It's a good time. But anywho, enough of that. Let's talk about the technicals here. That was a long introduction. I hope that made sense. I hope that was all well received. I hope I didn't put my foot in my mouth at any degree. But if I'm leaving something out too, feel free in the comments to let loose the goose, man. Let us all know what else is another huge factor that I might be missing here. But here we look at these consolidation phases. You just had this phenomenal move up here, very parabolic, and then we consolidated for a solid amount of time. We're in this little triangle here. We broke out, and then boom, we consolidated again. This kind of flat baguette looking thing, consolidated there. Here, we moved up. Nice little move. consolidated down, little bull flag action, moved up, another bull flag here. And now where we are here, we're in this kind of ascending triangle, this ascending triangle structure where we have higher lows, we have a flat top. Now, what I will say, we're at low points in volume. We are at low points in volume. We could break out to the downside. It is possible. It can happen. I'm expecting we break out to the upside. Just because I'm expecting we break out to the upside doesn't mean we have to do it. And when we break out to the upside, what I'm looking for is a move that is actually larger than this move here, than this move was. And the reason why is because we're seeing this dynamic unfold here where we had a nice move, a nicer move, and a nicer move, an even bigger move. It's gaining momentum. The volume is building. The percentage growth is building. And again, we're just moving at a faster pace. If we break out of this to the upside and we see a larger move than what we saw back here, there's no reason why we couldn't be at 12 cents by the end of this month of July. And we are very, very close right now to breaking out. Every single one of these consolidation phases, every single one of them, whenever we broke out, we were at the lowest points in volume. Whenever we started our move here, you were at the low point in volume, right there. That was the lowest point in volume that you had this consolidation phase. Then what happened? Then you broke out to the upside. Then volume came in and you started moving up. Here, we're at this consolidation phase. Where was the lowest point? It was right here, right there. We were at the end of this consolidation phase. Then we broke out. Volume came in. We moved up. We were consolidating here. We were at the lowest points in volume right here. And then what happened? Then we broke out. We moved up. We consolidated here. And then what happened? When did we start moving up? It was when we were at the lowest point in volume. That's when we started to move up, okay? Here we are, consolidating again. We're in this consolidation range. The volume is, I guess right here, it's not at the lowest it's been. That was the candle before. And we could consolidate longer. Maybe we, quote unquote, break out here, but we're not actually breaking out. We're just in this horizontal consolidation range, much like we were here. We're in one of these baguette formations, right? These little turd-looking shaped consolidation phases. That could be it. We'll know based off the volume. And this volume here is increasing from the last 4-hour candle. We still have an hour and 29 minutes left. I've noticed that these 4-hour candles, that there are strategic buyers because they will, at that last hour, that last 30 minutes, we actually will see growth a good bit of the time in these 4-hour candles. I've noticed that over the weeks. I've actually noticed that happen a lot. All these wicking candles, all these wicks to the downside, the last hour, they were solid body candles down. And then like that last 30 minutes, they pumped up. So even here, even over here, it still happens. Will that happen here? It's not always a thing. It doesn't have to happen. Again, we could move lower. We could consolidate in this range still. Volume can die off even more. We've seen lower levels than what we have now, and then we're at a point of which to break out. But I still believe we're in this point where the momentum is picking up, that we could totally see something that goes above $100 million by the end of this month. You're not late. Okay, we're at $40 million. We could go to $120 million. That's a 3x move. It's the 28th. I'm talking about by the end of the month. You're not late. You're just in time for this next glorious pump, if anything. And if you DCA, you buy some here. You don't know how to feel about it. You don't want to go full go. I get it. Buy some here. If it drops, you can buy more. And then instead of a 3x move, you're getting even more whenever the time does come to get up to this level. And we will get up to that level. I very much believe that we're going to get up to that level, that $120 million level. That's just the next target, right? When we were here, we were talking about $1 million or $10 million in market cap. When we were here, we were talking about $20 million in market cap. When we were here, we were talking about 50. Okay, whenever we've seen all these levels, now we're just talking about the next one. This doesn't mean this is the end goal. Again, the end goal we talked about earlier, it's billions of dollars in market cap, tens of billions of dollars in market cap. That's probably years away, probably. You never know. Crazy things can happen, but probably years away. If it were to happen, it's not a guarantee. Nothing's guaranteed, and anything can happen at any given time. But the next fib target here is the 2618, which is at 12.5 cents. We showed a lot of significance at this fib level. The golden ratio, the 1618, we showed a lot of significance at this golden ratio as well, support-wise and resistance-wise. Resistance-wise here. We continue to move higher. I do believe that the next target area would take us here, and it just makes a lot of sense, again, in the aspect of little move up, a little bit bigger, a little bit bigger. If we were to see something that was a little bit bigger, the pace picks up. I mean, just it's all in that right formation, all in this kind of parabolic structure. it just makes sense that we could see something like that. Again, the way I'm drawing it here, this is literally the end of the month. That's the last 4-hour candle of the month, and then it's August. Sometime soon, you guys. Sometime very, very soon. And if I'm wrong and we move down a little bit, okay, we can regather, we can find support, and then try again, and then it'll be the first few days of August that we probably move up here. We could consolidate longer, who knows? You know, anything could happen. Maybe we pull back more, and then we give people an opportunity to buy in. But that's the thing. If you're waiting for a girthy pullback like this, you guys, understand that people have been waiting for that every step of the way up because they think they're late, so they want to make it worth it to get this entry. The thing is, again, guys, if this thing has multi-100x potential here, you're not late. You're not late. You got to get over that. You got to get over it. You either get in or you miss out. That's been the narrative of this thing so far, and this is a very bullish configuration. Okay, a lot of volume coming in at these lows, at these wicking points, a lot of volume coming in at the lows, and not a lot of volume at the highs, guys. Not a lot of volume at all. A lot of volume pumping us up here, but not a lot of volume at the highs. It's all at the wicking lows. There's a lot of demand. Every time we drop down there, we come back up. And I think that's because there are people with large money who have their eyes on this who want to get in. I did it again. I made a video that was way too long, but I'm just too damn excited about this thing. I want to see people, I want to see my friends and community members make money. I want to see them have fun in crypto during these bear market times. The beautiful thing about community coins, guys, is we've seen Bitcoin dump. We've seen Bitcoin dump, and community tokens, they will pump or hold or dump less in the face of these massive dumps. I forget what the coin was. There's a couple community tokens here and here that I was paying attention to that they've gone down now, but during these dumps, they didn't go down. During these dumps, they didn't go down. They've gone down now, and probably what happened was they held their community tokens, and then once Bitcoin was at a low point, they sold their community tokens and bought Bitcoin on the cheap. That's probably what happened. But all I'm trying to say there is that just because Bitcoin's going to drop, and I do think it's going to drop, even if Bitcoin sees this, this is kind of a safe haven in itself, because this isn't controlled by the exchanges. It isn't controlled by the cabal of crypto influencers and institutions. It's controlled by us, the community. And whenever Bitcoin drops, I don't think any of us are going to think to sell this. That's not what's going to happen at all. I don't know. Time will tell. We'll see how it goes. But all I'm trying to say by that is that Bitcoin can move down and this thing can move up. We've actually seen that happen. Bitcoin's moving down now. It's moved down from 66.9K, basically 67K, all the way down to 62.6K, and TBB's just chilling. It's just chilling right here. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I expect that we're going to move up higher here pretty soon. 4-hour RSIs at the same levels that we typically like to see it bounce from. It is breaking out of this dynamic a little bit, so again, consolidation can continue, it can come our way. We've seen these uptrends break before, right? Like that. That uptrend broke there. This uptrend right here broke. And then it was in these pockets right here where it broke. That was the low point. Right here where it broke, that was the low point of this consolidation range. We still consolidated for multiple days and then we broke out, but that was the low point. We broke out here, that was a low point relative to this. It wasn't the low, but it was a low point here. We broke out of it here momentarily. That was a low point, if not one of like the lowest points in this consolidation phase here. We might be breaking out of this this higher low dynamic here, but I think we're at a low point, which is kind of weird to say because it doesn't really look like we're at a low point. But from a high, from the all-time high to the low, that's a 21% difference. Anyways, guys, I got nothing else for you. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.